Hello and welcome to episode 2 of Enemy Within for the A-10C Warthog in DCS World. So last time we flew in our ship of A-10s to Georgia to battle an insurgency, and we had some fun dodging SAMs that were fired up at us, or manpads. So we've got the A-10s there in Georgia, in Kubaleti, but we don't really have any weapons for them, just what happened to be around in Kubaleti at the time. So our weapons have been delivered to Batumi docks, and they need to travel along a road to Kubaleti. And of course, just as with the A-10 landing, this has all been highly publicised, and so all the press know the route. A route has been marked off for civilian traffic, but everyone knows exactly where the vehicles are going, and so we're expecting to have some interesting times here. Now, we have been assigned to escort the ground convoy, which really doesn't seem like a good idea for A-10s. Escorting slow-moving vehicles against ambushes doesn't really seem like the A-10 strong suit, but we're all that the NATO decided to send, so we'll go with it. So we don't have a lot of weapons. We have rockets. We've got both M5 and so the Mark V anti-tank rockets and the M151 anti-personnel rockets loaded. And we've got a single GBU-12 laser-guided bomb. So really not all that much. And we do have full ammo on our cannon. So let's jump straight to it, to where the first thing starts to go wrong along this route.
Damn, so many people on the streets and the windows.
So here we are over our patrol route, and we're looking down below at the assembled crowd.
But it's too crowded. If anything happens there, we're not going to be able to react appropriately.
I'm just trying to look at threats.
Yeah, that checks. They're only allowed to film the first part. Let's scan up ahead, check Bravo and Charlie. 1-2. I think one of the helos is still following Prowler. Yeah, I see that. Stand by.
So one of the helicopters that's supposed to stay in the Alpha area has continued following on, so it's a potential threat, so we need to investigate.
One of the civilian helicopters entered Bravo following Prowler. Can you advise?
Dodge 1-1, Overlord. Copy. Get closer and raise them on guard.
Yeah, 1-1 copies.
So I need to get a good picture of them on TGP. Pull up here. And I'm using the head-mounted display to help me see. It's got a really useful overlay that shows where the TGP is pointing. So get a good picture, and one hit to tap that.
This is Dodge 1 flight on guard. You have entered restricted airspace. Turn back immediately. Acknowledge. I'm sorry, sir. Understood. Standing good now.
And luckily it's just a local news team that just weren't paying attention to what they were doing.
1-2. Could you check a garage for me in Charlie 3? Filter bricks, facing the road, north of the smoking chimney.
So my wingman spots something.
Yeah, 1-1 copies.
Try and check it out. See the smoking chimney down below. So this red brick building, I think is what he's talking about. I don't spot it at first. There is a truck parked on the corner there. So yeah, coming around, I do spot it on the second pass. And I just want to be on the safe side here, and so I call in backup. A few minutes later, backup arrives in the form of this vehicle.
Dodge 1-1, alarm. Prowler tank, continue.
But it turns out just to be a parked vehicle, so we deploy troops for no reason, stop the patrol for no reason, but I prefer to be safe rather than sorry.
truck entering the road and turning towards Prowler and Delta, just north of the Third River.
So a while later we see this truck up ahead.
And leads
I
tally. Wait
do get visual on it eventually,
1, Dodge 1-1.
and so call it in.
Civilian truck's turned onto the main road at Delta and is heading towards your position. Dodge 1-1,
Warning, autopilot.
We'll hold here. Try to scare him away with a low flyby. Drop some flares for good effect. And Dodge 1-1 copies, show of force.
So the convoy we're escorting asked me to scare the hell out of this truck, which seems like absolute fun.
Pull up, pull up.
We just have to do a low flyby over him.
Altitude,
He has been
altitude.
stopped by military, but apparently that's not enough
Pull
to
up,
get him to
pull
turn
up.
away. However, a Warthog doing a low pass is enough to scare him. It'd be enough to scare most people.
And Prowler 1,
And you
Dodge
can just see
1-1.
him starting to do
Roadway's
a
clear, you can
3-point turn there, and he buggers off back to where he's supposed to be.
Dodge 1-1, Overlord. Heads up, we might have something for you. Check the forest and surroundings at grid Golf 311 388 for possible enemy presence. Report back.
So we've got a possible threat
And
here. I'll
Overlord
put
Dodge
in the
1-1
code
copies
into
grid
the
Golf 311 388. Stand by.
sorry, into the computer, get a new waypoint there, and go to check it out. I do have the keys for that UFC bound to my keyboard, so it's quite easy just to type quickly.
And Overlord Dodge 1-1, we're visual on a group of foot mobiles in civilian clothes in that area with rifles and at least one RPG.
Dodge 1-1, Overlord. Roger. Stop Prowler and give us feedback on tactical situation.
So I don't actually spot anything at this point, but player character does. So I'm desperately trying to get some sight on where these guys are. I'm asked to choose how to engage.
We've got some civilian buildings in the area. I'd recommend we go guns on this target.
And as that guy said, I decided to go for guns. It's really close to the city, and I just feel a lot safer with the cannon. I know the cannon on the A-10 isn't all that accurate, but at least there should be a lot less spray than with a bomb or a rocket. So I know they're somewhere around this tree line here, I don't know exactly where, and so I just start spraying. Got combat mix rounds, so some of these should be explosive.
Pull up, pull up.
I just spray it
Pull up,
around the tree
pull up.
line, don't get anything, look out the window trying to get a good sight, still can't see anything. I decide to send my wingman in to engage them explicitly with guns, and this is when DCS decides to pull a DCS AI moment. I at least do get him indicated vaguely where they are, so I go in for another guns pass,
Altitude,
but get
altitude.
nothing. He then takes off, trying to go to his attack run, and then ejects. As I look away in the distance, I see that he's decided to fly straight into a mountain. So that's not too good. Lost my wingman. The game kind of ignores it, and I'm just ignoring it. It's just DCS being weird and DCS-y. So I continue, and going in for a low visual pass, I finally do get visual contact on the hostiles just in front of the tree line. And then knowing roughly where they are, I can spot them with the IR scope, see a number of insurgents there, a couple holding RPGs, so that's exactly the target I'm going for. I mark it as my SPI, and now I can go in actually knowing where to shoot.
Pull up, pull up.
And Overlord Dodge,
And
1-1.
that explosion
target's
was
destroyed.
from the
Altitude.
insurgents. I'm guessing I hit
Bravo
one of the
1,
guys with
Dodge,
the
1-1.
RPG, he exploded, and he
Enemy
took out
neutralized.
everyone else.
You're clear to continue.
I checked with the after mission report, there were actually 5 insurgents there. My guns killed 2 of them. The rest died from that explosion. So, lesson for them is if you're going to strap rocket-propelled grenades to yourself, don't stand really close to your friends. I do just check here and make sure all of the targets are down. And do see all of the corpses there, so quite happy to let Prowler continue.
Can you have a closer look at the bridge in Echo, where the road turns to the east?
As I said, the game still seems to think my wingman is up, so I'm just letting it assume that. He spots this. Another convoy. This is quite far into flight. Mission time's probably been about an hour here.
Yeah, leads
And I really don't want to have to restart, so I just make sure
Let's
that
stop,
we
Prowler.
go for extra caution and stop the trucks while we investigate.
Dodge 1-1, Overlord. False alarm. You are looking at a Georgian patrol.
Thankfully it was just a Georgian patrol, so no worries there. We continue onwards.
Dodge 1-1, Prowler 1, we're in hotel. And Prowler 1, Dodge 1-1 copies. Welcome to Kobaletti. We'll see you when we land.
So there at that point, we got them into the militarized zone around the airfield, and so mission accomplished. No losses on our side, other than the wingman who decided to fly into a mountain, but we're just kind of ignoring that story point of view. And 5 insurgents dead.
Altitude, altitude.
Probably took a little longer than it needs to. I was stopping whenever there was any kind of issue, but thought better safe than sorry. So we managed the mission. So another quite interesting one. It's a mission that I don't think the A-10's really ideal for, but it's quite a lot of fun playing around with the TGP, and it gave me a good excuse to practice with the head-mounted camera, using that to help me spot targets and point the TGP exactly where I want it, which is a really good upgrade for the A-10C II. So otherwise, I'll certainly be continuing this campaign going onwards. Now that we have some weapons, we should be able to do some more explosive stuff going forward. But on the bright side, I got to fire a 30mm cannon at insurgents. So anyway, if you enjoyed the video, do consider leaving a like. If you have any comments, please leave them down below. And if you'd like to see more of this, do consider subscribing to the channel. Otherwise, remember to have fun when playing. And until next time, cheers!